Hello, welcome back. And today we got a little bit bored because we have a lot of rock lights. I haven't got my new wheel liners yet, so I thought, why don't we just place rock lights wherever we can right now? And that is going to be the project for today. So we have literally 200 rock lights. I think there's 2 in each box. And now we can just start taking these things and mounting them absolutely wherever. So this is my thought here. I take about 10 of them out of the 200 and I'm gonna mount them on the inside of the bed. So we'll mount them like right here, or maybe underneath there, honestly. That way at nighttime when you're loading up the gooseneck or whatever you may be doing, we have an ample amount of lighting inside of the bed. The question is now is how are we gonna run these? And that is gonna be grab a self-tapper, smack it through there, pray that it doesn't come out of the other side of the paint, and just start wiring them together, I guess. And just like that, 1 rock light's installed. How many more we can smack on the bed? I think maybe like 4 on each side. Maybe I'll wire all these lights into like the 3rd brake light, like when you turn on that little button inside the cab and it turns on like a white light into the bed. Maybe it's where you click that button and that turns on. And just like that, magic happens. I think it's time we now clean the inside of the bed up. I know that little like garage door deal for the bed cover needs to be repainted. Get a bed mat for it. Definitely probably re-raptor line the inside, that way the sides look good when the bed mat's down. I've been debating whether or not I take the 5th wheel rails out and do an under the bed gooseneck hitch for it. Having the rails are nice in case I ever need to hook up anything else to this truck other than just a gooseneck. But for now, we're going to get the whole bed cleaned out, paint the whole inside the bed one solid fresh color. That way when we put the bed mat down on this, that'll all be covered and then the sides will look fresh. All right, now that we have the lights installed on the bed, I've been waiting to do this project for a very long time now, and that is the billet valve cover, the intake horn, the CCV reroute. We got some dummy plugs, some fittings, some bolts. But I've been waiting a long time to get this stuff done to the motor. Don't mind the nasty motor right now. I was gonna buy a new fan shroud for it, but I want to do electric cooling fans on it. I'm just trying to find a good set of electric cooling fans that will actually work, because I've had some friends in the past that bought cooling fans and they stopped working and their truck would overheat, and that did not end well. Take the crankcase vent off, pull the valve cover off. I have to get all this stuff unhooked, unplugged. The throttle body comes out, this whole intake comes out, and I'll be able to mount that new fancy intake onto there. And this thing should run a lot smoother because it'll be less restricted. So let's get this off, and then we will slap that new stuff on. Intake horn is on, that's installed, everything's tightened down. Just tightened up the boost tube, bolted in the sensor right there. Now we can slap the valve cover on it. Just like that, we got the valve cover on it. I blocked off that back breather, put the fitting on this one to where you can either run that to right here, back to the stock intake, or we can do the CCV reroute. That looks a lot better. I know we gotta clean up the engine bay. Eventually we'll get to it, we'll 2nd gen swap it, do everything, clean it all up, get the rat's nest out of there. Once I get a switch panel for all the lights and stuff. They did send out a nice billet oil cap for the valve cover, which is nice. Screws in very easily. A lot better than the stock plastic one that they have on these trucks from the factory. I did go ahead and install the CCV reroute little filter on top of this valve cover. I still have to get a catch can that I'll probably mount up there somewhere or over here somewhere. And when that's done, that plug will come out. It'll run from there around here to the catch can. But this looks a lot better now that we have all that nasty stock stuff out of there. The intake manifold should have a lot less restrictions, because right now this looks like a 3-inch pipe all the way from the head to the tube versus this stock one that is very, very restricted. There's like no opening. This thing is filled up with carbon buildup and whatever nasty stuff these EGR systems put out on these trucks. But now that all of this stuff is done, The engine bay stuff is done for now. We can get into installing all the new rock lights on this truck. I'm still trying to decide how many lights to put on it. I think I'm just going to start putting them all over the truck and placing them where I did before. Anywhere that there's shadows, I will mount a light there to get rid of the shadow. But we'll probably do 3 or 4 in each wheel well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 along the side of the cab. 1 in front of the bed here. Obviously 4 back here. And probably 3 along the back. Put some over the axles, over the center of the truck. And this thing will be back to looking like an absolute spaceship here in a little bit. And just like that, 15 hours later, we have 46 rock lights installed on the Megacab, and this thing is absolutely stupid bright at nighttime. So we got 5 in this wheel liner. There's 3 along the front. I think down here there's like 7 or 8 that run from right there all the way down to the bed. There's 1 in the corner of the bed right here. Obviously 5 back there. So that wheel liner. Around back here, there's 4 along the back. Obviously on the passenger side, same as the driver's side. This thing is an absolute spaceship at nighttime. And I cannot wait to see this truck lit up at nighttime with my gooseneck. This trailer's Gabe's. But when my trailer's lit up with this truck and that truck lit up on the trailer, we'll be rolling down the road with like probably 150 rock lights, which is absolutely insane. We have the big truck with us. We're going to Infinite Customs, of course. They got a new product that should help me drive this truck a lot easier. Being that it's about 15 feet in the air, it's very difficult to see your surroundings. So we are installing something that will definitely help that. So I'm gonna get this truck unloaded, drive it over by the shop, and then I will show you guys what we have in store for this one. It needs big injectors and twin turbos.
Every time you guys pull up, you guys got something new. We closed, man.
I brought you your
every time you guys pull up, we're closed.
I brought you your next project. You gotta change the tires to 30s and 58s,
Nope.
and then do like 400 rock lights.
You can do the rock lights?
Yeah, they're done. Oh, you haven't even seen them yet. Yeah, there's like a lot on here.
Yeah, we're closed.
You're closed?
Every time Brandon pulls up on this shit, we're closed officially. Lock the doors, turn the compressors off, that's it.
What they have for us is a wolf box. And what a wolf box is a rear view mirror that mounts obviously upside the cab. And that allows us to put a couple of different things on it, which number 1 is a rear camera. We'll probably mount this somewhere, I don't know where. And that'll allow this whole entire screen right here to display everything that is back here. So it's kind of like a backup camera, way better quality. And then it has a front camera on it too, that you can see the front of the truck. And this also does dash recording. So say that someone comes in front of me, they slam on their brakes, and they get eaten alive by a monster truck. That won't be my fault because I have the wolf box from Infinite Customs installed on it. And I think there's an SD card or something that you can get this to connect right to your phone, and then it records and downloads to your phone as well. So while they're installing this, we're gonna run back to the house because I have one more thing to do to the Megacab before I come back and pick up this truck. Just got the Megacab back to the house, and we got a package laying here inside the driveway that says liners, truck bed liners, meaning we have a bed mat for the Megacab finally. So let's get this box open and check it out. Huge shout out to these guys for coming through and sending us this. I cannot wait to get this installed. I gotta pull my gooseneck rail out really quick, and then I'm gonna mount that on top of the bed liner. That way we don't have to cut a big hole right there. But this thing should look a lot better in the bed, especially since now that we have all those lights underneath there at nighttime, it'll look a lot better with the light shining down on a nice bed floor. So the first thing we have to do before we install this bed liner is take the plate off for the gooseneck, and then we gotta pull, I think there's 5 bolts on each rail holding the rails down. And I'm gonna install the bed liner onto the floor, and I put the rails back through the top of the bed liner down. That way the bed liner isn't cut or anything. I mean, I do have to drill some holes through it. That way I can still use the gooseneck ball to tow my trailer. And unfortunately, I don't have a turnover ball, and if I did, I'd just have to cut the little circle hole out. But I want to keep the bed liner as much intact as possible. And if I was to cut around those rails, there'd be a strip cut out right there and right there. And honestly, this bed liner is just way too nice to go chopping up and then setting over that. So we're gonna pull these out, lay that in, reinstall those. There. that right there. And then now we can unbolt the rail. We have now removed this rail and that rail is sitting up there. We're gonna vacuum out the bed and then we'll be able to take this, set it inside of there. Wow. Bed liner is laid down. Now I can position it exactly where I want it. Then I do have to drill a couple holes that go through it to mount the rails. Huge shout out to Lasfit liners for sending out this bed mat. Bed liner is in, all the holes are drilled for the rails. We just have to go underneath now and get the nuts put on the bolts, tighten those up, and then I'm probably gonna clean up the inside of the bed where like all that nasty color is. Probably just paint it gloss black for now, and then the bed will be done. And just like that, everything is done inside the bed. Went ahead and just did gloss black around it for now. The liner is very nice, and it's honestly weird having a nice cover on the bottom of the bed because this bed is very dented from me literally abusing it every single day, throwing stuff inside here that probably shouldn't be thrown inside of a truck bed. I will definitely be running one of these liners in every bed from here on out. It fits perfect. It looks very nice. It is very durable, and I'm sure that it will wash off very easy when I go to wash out of the bed versus having to scrub every time the bed floor, which obviously gets stained because the factory liners in these trucks are garbage. But this one right here solves that problem. Again, huge shout out to them for sending this out. But with that being said, you guys are probably wondering what I am doing with this old raggedy beat up tailgate on this truck. Actually went ahead and picked up a 5th gen tailgate. It needs some body work. I'm going to debadge the 4x4. I might debadge this and weld in a plate and smooth that out so it's the full shaved 5th gen tailgate. I have to somehow get my 4th gen camera mounted into that hole because this tailgate does not have a camera inside of it, but this one does. Speaking of cameras, we're going to head back up to Infinite because they called me yesterday about 4 hours after I dropped off the big truck and said, hey, you coming to grab this thing? I was like, wait, it's already done? They're like, yeah, it was done like 2 hours ago. So let's go grab the trailer, hook that up, and ride up to Infinite and look at that new camera system on that truck. Arrived back at the wonderful Infinite Customs. Megacab and Gooseneck's parked down there. Gonna walk over here and see what got installed on the dually. So, first time seeing the new mirror. Wolf box. Okay, that is sick. So it should be the same style as Gabe's inside of his Aventador. Oh yeah, you can move it down and up. Swipe over. We have both cameras, so it has the front facing camera obviously right there on the mirror. That is actually sick. There's zooming options. You can switch to seeing the front. 4K recording, which if I pull the SD card out, comes right to my phone. I think this thing might always record. I could be wrong, but oh no, I think I tapped the corner. I don't know. I gotta learn how to use it, but this is absolutely insane. Now that I can actually see, like, look at that car coming around. I can see exactly who's back there. Now, there he is up front. It's almost like having a Ring camera on your house, but you have one inside your truck. That is actually insane. I can see everything behind me now. But we are cruising the big truck out around Infinite Shop. We should probably go back because I am not familiar with this area, nor the cops. The liner looks absolutely amazing at nighttime with all the lights shining. It's a lot easier now that I can see looking through my rearview mirror to tell where the next step up the gooseneck. So once again, shout out to them for sending us the bed liner. We got the big truck loaded up. Got the mega cab towing the big truck, obviously. And we have 45 rock lights on the mega cab. I don't know how many on the trailer. And I think there's 26 on the big truck. I could be wrong. There could be more on that. But this thing is absolutely stupid bright at nighttime. Like I said, 5 in each wheel well. I still have to split up the power to where each side of the truck has its own power. And they'll be a lot brighter. Right now they're kind of dim because Brandon decided to hook up 1,000 rock lights on one 16 gauge wire. Probably not the smartest idea, but it is on a fuse. So if something does happen, it will blow the fuse. But that's stupid bright. Gabe's Doolittle. Beautiful, stupid bright, badass trailer, by the way. I actually really enjoy towing this trailer, especially with the extended neck. I don't have to worry about the tailgate smashing the neck like it has before with my Lamar. Big truck is a lot easier to drive now with the backup camera that is installed on the back of it right here. Actually, it's not a backup camera. It's a mirror camera, which is always on when you're driving. So that's pretty sick. I am going to add a camera on the front of the truck, like underneath the bumper or something. That way I can see exactly in front of me, because right now with the wolf boxes, it has a camera on the front of it, which is nice because you can record like a dash cam and still be able to see it all at the same time. It's not just one that just records, you don't have a screen. So that definitely helps when driving that truck. But that's gonna end today's video. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think of the Megacab and what I should do next. And I will see you guys in the next one.